it's easy to normalize where we are in life. So to keep you from doing that, use the method that helped me so much. One of the things that you may not know about me is I've been in the counseling field for almost 10 years now, going on my 7th to 8th year. And if you're a counselor or you're familiar with the counseling field, if you have a patient or client that you're working with, one of the first things that you develop with that person is a treatment plan. And on that treatment plan, you identify a problem, a goal, a method, and an intervention. See, we all have treatment plans, whether we are cognizant of that or not. Especially if you're an adult. Even children have treatment plans. But if you're an adult, you have treatment plans that you work on every single day. As for me, I have a treatment plan because I have a couple of problems. And problems aren't necessarily a negative thing. Problems are just things that you have to deal with on an everyday basis. I have a family, so I have to provide for my family. I have a home. I have cars, I have bills, etc. So some of the things that I have to work on are some of the problems that you probably have identified already in my personal life is I have debt. I've accumulated some debt because of a house, because of cars, because of bills, etc. So that's the problem. The goal is to pay off this debt, or to make sure that I don't have debt collectors or bill collectors calling me or my wife. So that's the goal. The method on achieving that goal is I have an occupation that provides me money so I can pay off the debt. And intervention of that occupation will be the specifics of that occupation, but you kind of get the picture. So if you have something, or if you have a problem, or you have an obstacle, or you have something in your way that needs to be addressed, that's kind of your everyday treatment plan. And every day we have goals, or every day we have solutions to problems, or we have things that we're working on. And a lot of us have big dreams and big things that we like to see accomplished, during the course of our lives. Some of us want to start our own business. Some of us want to accumulate a great amount of wealth so we can take care of generations and generations to come. Some of us want to lose weight. We all have goals. And the reason why we create these goals is because we've identified a problem, or we've identified a void that needs to be filled. So a lot of us, we start off with positive mindsets. We start off very energized and very just focused on achieving this goal. You write down your plans, you make your method on how you're going to achieve this goal, things that you need to do differently that you have been doing now that you recognize will probably be an obstacle that will keep you from achieving that goal. However, life happens, especially if you are an adult with responsibilities. Things always seem to come up that kind of kick you out of that mindset and make you forget why you even started that goal. And you fall right back into the same routine. I know for me, this was constantly happening. Specifically, if you don't know, I used to weigh well over 300 pounds. And I always had plans, and I always wanted to lose weight to get down to a decent size so I could do things a lot more easier. I love sports, I love to play sports, but the weight that I had on me prevented me from really enjoying sports and really enjoying working out. I always had this goal, and I would start off well, then something would happen, and it would just kick me right off. And whether that be me getting off my diet, whether that be me going out of town, whether it be holiday season coming, something would always kick me off this goal, and I would get frustrated and disappointed, and I would just start to move it to the back of the line. And we all do this, we get frustrated and we start making excuses, and then we start justifying the reasons why we haven't addressed that goal or haven't worked on that goal. Then we start normalizing where we are. So as for me, with the weight goal that I wanted to achieve, and every time I'll get thrown off of that, I will start normalizing things like, well, I'm just meant to be this big. There are big people in my family, so it is what it is. Well, it could be much worse. You start normalizing the reasons on why you're not achieving that goal. I don't know if you're familiar with this, or if you've ever stayed up late at night and you've seen those fitness infomercials. I'm a fitness guy, so I'm kind of obsessed with them. They're all the same. Every single fitness infomercial for any program out there, they always give you a before picture of someone enrolled in the program and an after picture of the results they've achieved. But what you don't know is how crucial that before picture is. And it's something that I continue to use to this day. And a method that has helped me continue or helped me maintain this weight loss and keeps me on track of achieving goal after goal in my life is the same method they use in these infomercials. And I like to personally call this method tangible motivation. You see, that before picture that's taken before the program starts is constantly used throughout the program that person is going through. You see, a picture, you hear the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a picture kind of acts as a time machine. A picture can take you back to that moment where you were at that exact time. So when a participant looks at that before picture, it takes them back to that moment where they set that goal and how they felt and why they set that goal. They probably didn't feel good about themselves. They wanted to make a change, and they realized that, you know what, I may not get another shot at this. So that tangible motivation kept that participant motivated throughout the entire duration of the program until they eventually got to the results and got to where they are now. You see, every time I start to backslide, start to get out of shape a little bit, I whip out that before picture, and it takes me back to that place where I was before I lost the weight. I didn't really like who I was. I didn't have a lot of confidence. I knew that I was not the person in that photo. And that tangible motivation keeps me focused. And I used this and applied it to other aspects of my life. And I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. If you have a goal out there that you want to meet, if you have a change that you want to make, use the method of tangible motivation. If you're in an unhealthy relationship and you know that you need to leave that significant other, use the method of tangible motivation. Screenshot that text message argument that you had with that person. Print it up, put it somewhere where it's visible. So every time a situation comes up where you feel like things are getting better, you feel like things are getting better, but you know that they're not, pull out that text message conversation and look at how you guys communicated. It will take you back to that place, and it will remind you that, you know what, I deserve better. I'm better than this. If you're in a work environment or you're at an occupation where you're unsatisfied and unhappy, pull out some tangible motivation. Print out that email that you got from that supervisor or that boss that just really made you mad. We all get those emails. I probably send them out myself to my employees. But seriously, print it out. Put it somewhere. So when you're in the process of looking for a new job or in the process of transitioning to becoming your own boss, you have that reminder right there of where you are and where you don't want to be. So when you get to where you finally are and you feel like it's getting too hard, or you feel like you've made the wrong decision, pull it out. Pull out that tangible reminder, that tangible motivation, and it will take you back to that place to when you made the decision to change. If you're having financial issues, we all have a banking app on our smartphones, and you're down to your last $3.33, like you are every other pay period, or at the end or the beginning of a new pay period cycle. You understand what I'm saying? Screenshot that balance. Screenshot the balance, put it somewhere. So when you're about to make a purchase, or you've fallen back to your negative spending habits, remember where you were or how you felt when you looked at that balance and you couldn't buy something that you really needed. You see, this tangible motivation method, it's more powerful than just a picture. It takes you back to where you were when you were very serious and very focused and wanted to make that change. Because it takes you to that place where you remembered all the feelings. You remember how low you felt. And when you finally get to your final destination, or when you finally meet that goal, you won't fall into a level of complacency. You won't fall into a level of, well, I achieved it, so if I start to drift back a little bit, it's no big deal. If you start to drift back a little bit and don't regain that focus, it's so easy to find you back in a place where you were before you changed your life. Now it's football season, and we're all familiar, or if you're not familiar with the quarterback Tom Brady. A lot of people say he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady actually uses the method of tangible motivation. And it's so evident. If you don't understand, or if you're not familiar with Tom Brady's story, he was a 6th-round draft pick out of the University of Michigan. And he participated in something called the NFL Combine. And at the Combine, it's known that he was not in shape, and he was very slow and didn't appear to be very athletic. And it seems like every football season they show that clip of him at the Combine getting weighed, getting measured, running his 40, and how slow he looked. They show that clip every year. However, Tom Brady even understands that where he was then, he was better than that. And what keeps Tom Brady at the level that he's at is because he's cognizant of where he was, and he views it often. He will put it on his social media page, clips of him at the Combine, or do a before and after comparison photo of where he was then and where he is now. That keeps him focused, that keeps him motivated, because he never wants to go back to where he was, because he knew then that that wasn't the correct representation of himself. Even though that's who he was, he knew he was better than that. When I look at that picture of myself when I weighed over 300 pounds, even then I knew this is not who I am. So if you're in a bad relationship, know that you deserve better, and use some tangible motivation, tangible reminder for you to recognize and understand, I'm better than this. If you're at a place of employment that it's not meeting your needs, you're not satisfied, use some tangible motivation to keep you focused. So when you're in the job searching process and it's not going as quickly as you think it should go, or you haven't gotten that new job or that new opportunity, you won't fall back into complacency and start accepting the negativity that caused you or pushed you to get to this point. If you're trying to lose weight, whatever goal you're trying to meet, if you want to have a stable amount in your bank account, use a reminder. to keep you focused. We're human beings, we're so busy, it's easy to forget things, it's easy to become complacent, it's easy to normalize where we are in life. So to keep you from doing that, use the method that helped me so much. The method that has kept me in a good shape for over, 12 years now. I'm not going back to that place where I was because I have that reminder of where I was and where I'm never going to be. Tangible motivation. Use it on your everyday life, in your everyday life. Use it as an intervention or a method to a problem and a goal you want to meet on your personal treatment plan. Happiness, freedom, and prosperity is something you can achieve. And if you have that goal of achieving happiness, freedom, and prosperity, one of the methods to achieve that goal is using tangible motivation. A picture is worth 1,000 words, 1,000 feelings, and it's a time machine. It can take you right back to that place where you decided to make a change.